Chapter 5. Part of Your Nightmare. Cold water enveloped Shelley as she plunged. She spiraled down through what appeared to be tangles of kelp. What was happening to her? Where was she going? Finally, she somersaulted to a stop in a dim underwater cavern. She began to swim, holding her breath, not sure where she was going, but knowing she needed to find an exit, to find air. But seaweed snagged at her ankles, trapping her. "Leave here. Turn back," came a tiny, pained voice as clear as day, even that far underwater. Shelley looked down and saw faces on the seaweed, and with her heart racing and air running out, she realized it wasn't seaweed at all, but withered gray life forms with sallow eyes and gaping, contorted mouths. They were nothing she had ever studied or seen in the aquarium. They couldn't be talking to her, though. She must have imagined it. A current gripped her and sucked her down. She tried to swim against it, but it was too strong. Her lungs ached, fit to burst. Suddenly, an enormous crystal ball clamped around her, and her mouth opened in a silent scream. But then, the water drained from the enclosure, and she was able to breathe, though she spluttered and spat and pounded her fists on the curved crystal. "Help! Let me out!" she yelled. Everything looked distorted through the glass. She could barely make out the underwater cavern. Glass bottles lined with rough-hewn walls, and there were glowing anemones in the eyes of those things. She gasped as something huge, bulbous, and black swam past her. What was that? "Lose something, dear?" The same deep, rich voice she'd heard in Dawson's bedroom emanated from the shadowy corner of the cavern. "So coy." A black tentacle shot out of the gloom and wrapped on the glass. Shelley cowered, fear gripping her. "What do you want?" she gasped. Suddenly, the black tentacle reappeared, unfurling to show off an empty coffee cup. Shelley felt her cheeks turn hot. She knew tossing that cup in the water had been a huge mistake. She knew it had been wrong, but she had done it anyway. "I'm sorry," she stammered. I didn't mean to use my ocean as your... Oh, what do you landlubbers call it? Dump?" Shelley's heart thumped fast. Then the voice softened. "But don't be afraid, my child. I'm here to help poor unfortunate souls like yourself. Souls who have problems that needed fixing. It's what I do." The voice broke into a dark, churlish chuckle. Where was it coming from? Was there a creature with tentacles that could talk? "What happened to me? Where am I?" Shelley said, her voice echoing in the crystal ball. Peering down, she could faintly make out some sort of clawed, spiny pedestal that held it. "You are a poor, unfortunate soul," the voice replied. "That's why you're here, isn't it? My dear, you can trust Auntie Ursula." There was another flash of something swimming through the cavern. Shelley shied away from the glass, sitting in the ball with her arms wrapped around her knees. Was she a poor, unfortunate soul? All the things that had gone wrong in her life lately flashed through her head. Her parents splitting, her father moving out, her moving with Dawson and their mother into the townhouse, and changing schools. The semester of no friends, as she'd come to think of it. Those few months at the beginning of the year. And now that she had friends, Kendall, Atina, and Alana, all she could think of was losing them. And where was she? Dreaming? How had she gotten there? Her memory was fuzzy, but she recalled the Nautilus in the dark. "Ursula, Can you let me out of here? Asked Shelley. In time, replied Ursula. But first, what do you want even more than that? That caught Shelley off guard. She thought about it and said, To be happy? Is that it? Come on now. I'm a very busy woman. Go ahead and make your wish. A wish? You can grant wishes? Asked Shelley. The words felt funny leaving her mouth. How was any of this strange dream possible? If it even was a dream. Of course I can, silly girl, said Ursula. Now, what'll it be? But who? Shelley began, feeling a stab of fear. But what are you? Oh, a good question, my dear. Some call me the Sea Witch. You're a witch? Shelley asked, straining to get a glimpse of her captor in the dark. Something shifted in the shadows. She caught sight of a flash of what looked like white hair and a ripple of more black tentacles. Shelley backed against the curved glass, but then the voice probed at her